Hey y'all, so today is Saturday, June 11th, which makes this the week 23 Create Brilliance weekly update with your hostess Jennifer Vanderbeek of scrapsoflife.com. That's me. Hi, how are you doing? How's your week been? I don't think I've asked that. I have a feeling it feels like I haven't asked that over the last couple of videos, and for that I apologize. Um, couple, maybe more than that. I don't know. I'd almost have to go back and check. Except that I seldom actually like go back and watch these because it's like it's a fleeting moment in time. I'll get to that in a moment. So, what has been going on this week? Um, wow. I mean, I feel like I should know that answer too. And whoosh. Um, I have been okay. So this week I was working on kind of, getting back in the groove now that I'm, back from Arizona. And I, I had that I had a, okay. So, let me start here. So, last week I said, "Yeah, I'm back. I'm ready and raring to go." And then I crashed. I slept for like 18 hours. I laid down for a nap, which turned into waking up Sunday afternoon. Uh, Still on the sofa here in the office because I was a sleepy girl and I couldn't, even though I like sort of woke up a little bit. I could not convince myself to like get up and go upstairs and go to bed. Just mm-mm. It was not happening. So, Monday was like the real reset, and I did the usual meal preps and everything was fine with that. And then I had to work on right, I had to work on my newsletter for the book mailing list and the art. I'm looking at my planner right now. Um, Kind of, it's helping me remember. Get back over here. The chord's playing funny with me. Helping me remember what I did this week because it feels like a lot happened, but then not a lot happened, but then it went by in a flash, and yet what day is it? It's been one of those kind of weeks, and so yeah, a meal prep, newsletter prep, finishing the artwork for the newsletter, all very important stuff. And then, Tuesday, it was back to work. I worked on, I did manage to do a Twitch stream. I went to work, and I worked some more on some art that had been left unfinished from when I was in Arizona. And that's pretty much what I worked on. And I've been working on my knitting. Um, Wednesday, I thought, okay, I'm going to do this, that, and whatever. And I was a sleepy girl again. I apparently had to reacclimate to being at work and just, being around everyone and being so busy. And even though Tuesday wasn't extremely busy at the yarn shop, and I was really happy to be back there because I did miss it. I missed going into to Fuzzy Goat. I missed going into work. It wasn't the same just trying to keep up with what was going on online. And but yeah, it kind of wiped me out again. Or either that or I was still, readjusting to East Coast time. Anything is possible. Maybe a little bit of column A, some of column B. Um and so I didn't get a whole lot done on Wednesday. I did get some more knitting done, and then Thursday, Thursday, I was ready to go. I came downstairs, getting ready to do my Twitch stream, and I couldn't find the pen that goes with my stylus. Still haven't found it, but its replacement came in today. So, yay for that. But yeah, that pretty much torpedoed my early Thursday afternoon, and I was just like, "Where did it go?" I still haven't found it. I almost expected, or I half expected, it would just show up. I would find it as soon as I put in the order. And or as soon as it came in today, I figured I'd just like, "Oh, there it is." But no, it hasn't happened yet. And at this point, it's like, well, it was not exorbitantly expensive. Um, at this point, I'll probably, if hopefully the other one will turn up, because it wasn't just the pen, it's the holder that it sits in that plugs into, there's like a slot on the side of the graphics tablet, and so that's missing too, which is really weird to me, because it's like, it's one thing if I had the pen in my hand, which only works on the graphics tablet, but if I'd had the pen in my hand and I walked off and I set it down somewhere, okay, fine. But I would not have done that with the little pen loop on it. So I'm really confused about where that might be. Okay, so there's that. And so Thursday went a little pear-shaped, and I was like, well, okay, fine, universe. I will work on bookmarking. Because that is really what I need to be doing, and I need to be working on getting the word out about my books, and I don't know where that yawn came from. I know I need to be working on it. It is the thing that has tripped me up every endeavor I have attempted. And it's something not only bound and determined, but I must, unlock that part of my brain. The information is in there. The know-how is there. I understand the concepts. I've read books. I've attended like seminars and webinars, and I've done trainings on it, and still there's a roadblock when it comes to me doing it for myself. Um, and I am sussing out some of that roadblock. Some of it is psychological, and it goes back to an overall like feeling of self-worth. I think if you've been watching these videos back through last year, then you might remember when I had that moment of like, oh my gosh, is this what, self-worth feels like? I still have moments like that. Not as often. I'm getting more acclimated to it, but there are still situations or scenarios where I find myself stuck in that same loop of, you know, w- why do I get to say, "Hey y'all, pay attention to this." Who am I to think that my art is worthy, or my writing is worthy of people's attention or money? People spending their dollars, spending their time reading, or you know, utilizing or experiencing in some way, shape, and form the things that I do. It's kind of a big deal. And acknowledging it helps, because then I know what I need to kind of untangle and rewire in the old brain. Um, it'd be really great to be able to go to therapy about this and work with my therapist on it, but that's still a whole thing that, yeah, I won't be going back to that therapist. I don't see that happening. Not because of anything he did, but because of the stupid insurance ridiculousness, um and the trauma it created around that, and I'm not ready in any way, shape, or form to seek out a new therapist. That's a whole different bandwidth requirement, etc., that I don't have right now. So I'm working this out on my own, and I will get there. I have confidence in my ability to work through this, and sit down and make a plan, and follow through with the plan. It's just those little voices in the back of your head, that basically equate to you're not worthy. Um, mm, they get kind of loud when it comes to self promotion and marketing. At least in the digital sphere. Like when I'm one to one with someone, this is why This is why rating party was never the problem. Is because I was one to one with people, and I was telling them about this book that I created and I believed in wholeheartedly, and I knew with beyond a shadow of a doubt what its benefits were. Okay, so why can't I do that for my coloring books and my novels? Because I'm not one to one with the person, and when when I'm not getting that energetic feedback, there is a part of me that just feels like I'm spinning my wheels. And might have actually had like a little bit of a hint in here that that enthusiastic feedback, that feedback loop is what's missing when I'm trying to do this. Even though, when they tell you to write marketing emails, they're saying, write to a specific person or pretend like you're writing to your ideal customer or a good friend or whatever, whomever. Um, it's not the same as having this 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 reciprocated, interest. Like I'm interested in them and I want that, and I think that they would enjoy something that I've created. And so not having that confirmation that they are in fact interested is that's the loop that's missing. And so that's the loop I need to work on not requiring, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'm going to have to spend some more time with that. On. Moving on. Moving on. Um Knitting. I've been doing a lot of knitting. And um I'm getting really far on this shawl that I'm working on. Although in the classic case of don't do what I do, I realized last night, y'all, as I've as I'm working on it, it's feeling really heavy. It doesn't look all that big, right? It doesn't look all that big on the needles. And it's only going to be, I looked up the measurements. It's only going to be 16 inches deep, supposedly. I don't know. It it might go a little bit bigger than that. I knit a little bit loose, I think. Um, but this is going to be monstrous when it comes to the width or the length rather. It depends on how you look at it. But anyway, it's going to be the wingspan 94 inches. That's like over, not like over or close to 8 feet. I kind of did some like mental math on that and I don't really. Okay, 7.8 feet. Yeah, this sucker, yeah, by the time I block it, knowing how things grow beyond what they're supposed to be, or, maybe a little bit more than anticipated, yeah, this is going to be 8 feet long. I did not realize that when I picked this project. Why I picked this project? Because it fit the two skein project, yardage that I was looking for. And it had a cool name. Oh, and the pictures were pretty. Pictures did make it look like it was 8 feet long, but I don't remember if I had gotten to this point last week or not, but I'm into the lace section now, and I'm trying to let it show the best I can. And I think the lace kind of looks like little houses all stacked up. And I think it's just adorable. And as much as I have been, nervous about knitting lace in the past, like, okay, here I am, I'm wearing a little lacy capelet, but this is like very simple lace, to say the least. It's not, there are eyelets and stuff that or yarn overs that create the little eyelets between the sections, but it was very forgiving. This is not very forgiving. It requires a certain amount of precision that I do not normally possess when I knit. So the fact that I am enjoying the lace section and am just speeding through it is a minor miracle. Now, am I knitting a lot because I am procrastinating marketing? Am I? I didn't think I was doing it that way or that reason, but it's possible. It's possible. Um, did I cast on another project this week? Yeah, I did. I picked up, this is a book we just got in at the shop, or maybe we just got a restock of it. I'm not sure. But it's called Modern Crochet Sweaters. And there's a lot of really cute things in here. And so I have decided that I am going to give a shot casting on this Garnet Bay cold shoulder sweater. So it which is essentially a tank top with little arms attached. And it's in a cotton blend yarn, and I cast on it's from the bottom up. So yeah, I've got like the first two or three rows crocheted, and I'm actually thinking that, if all goes well, this will be something cute that I can wear to work and so on and so forth. Um, but yeah, I was just like almost everything in that book I want to make. It's just a matter of having the right yardage and it being in the right fiber count or composition, so that it's not only things I can wear for like 2 months of the year, if that. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so have I been knitting? Have I been even crocheting and working on things instead of marketing? I don't know if it's really been instead of. It's more that I am making time to work on these projects outside of just Friday nights. Because before it was pretty much just Friday night when I would have time to sit and knit or crochet or whatever, unless I was working on a specific project that needed it. Um, that justified it. But the thing is, when I was in Arizona, I'd work when my partner was working, and then we'd chill out and we'd watch a movie or something. And I could easily knit while doing that. And I get so much more knitting done then. And it's because I'm taking time and allowing myself to do that. So I've been making a concerted effort to allow myself a little bit of relaxation knitting um, during each evening or most evenings, and amongst the book stuff. Concerning the book stuff, I have sussed out a few more details that have that were needed in order to complete the first draft. I mean, the first draft is completed; it got to the end. But there were some little breadcrumbs, and so I've been going through and picking out the breadcrumbs and swapping the breadcrumbs with actual facts. um I've got about half of those done. This next week we'll see the other half completed, if all goes well. And I have, it is what it is. And then speaking of knitting, going back to knitting briefly, today's Saturday was Knit in Public Day. So not only did I work today, which was very fun, gosh, I enjoyed it. um Oh, by the way, yes, I did cut my hair. If you're thinking, gosh, is her hair shorter or is it just pulled back funny? No, 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 it's cut. I cut about 6 inches off last night because I was just like, yep, no, I'm good. I'm done with it. Um, Let me fix the. Yeah, I really need to work on that again. It's like really loose again. But today was Knit in Public Day, so I stayed after work because my shift ended at 2. Shop stays open till about 5, and so yeah, I hung out a couple of extra hours and worked on my knitting and had a grand time doing it. Just kind of hung out with some other customers in the shop, and it was a good thing. It was a good thing. So that leads us to, and I sort of hinted at this already and going back to it now, um, this week's Brilliance lesson. Brilliance is fleeting. I was feeling revved up and ready to go. And, when I wrote the newsletter and when I was sussing out some details on like Tuesday night, and then it fizzled after that. It didn't take much for just to kind of, ugh, to feel like the brilliance had left the building kind of thing. But what that means, we can turn that around and look at it in brilliance comes and goes. It's fleeting. It's here for a moment and then it's gone. But that doesn't mean that it can't come back. And so that's why we can't just wait for it to show up. It's one of those things. It's kind of like patience. You don't get it, you learn it, or you earn it, I guess, or what is it? You don't get patience, you learn patience. Well, creativity, brilliance, skills, all these different things, we don't just get them. We have to learn them. And with brilliance in particular, I don't think it's something we can force. But in the same way that we have to persevere and do the work and sit in the seat and make the time and do whatever it is, we have to be ready for when those moments of brilliance show up to make the best possible use of them. And even if and that is not even saying, like, when I say best possible use, I don't mean, "Ooh, you've got to then, double down and work even harder and stuff." Sometimes making the best possible use of when that brilliance shows up is just acknowledging it. Just taking that deep breath and going, "Yeah, this is working." Not about pushing yourself harder. It's about it's about keeping a consistent flow of what you're doing. However, as much as possible. Life happens. It's not always possible, but picking it back up as soon as you can, once the glacier has passed by, the iceberg has passed, the storm has abated, picking it back up and moving forward with it so that you are ready and working and willing and open to it the next time it comes by. It's not at a fixed rotation or orbit. It's not, oh, brilliant shows up every Tuesday at 3 o'clock. It's brilliance just like I said last week, brilliance just is, and then it isn't. It's fleeting. It comes and it goes. And just because it goes doesn't mean that it can't come again. And so it's just something we have to remember, that I have to remember. And when I say we, I'm talking to myself as much as anyone else. If I haven't said before or in a while, I process concepts and ideas verbally. So being able to talk to you about this helps me make sense of it, if that makes sense. And yeah, so yeah, those fleeting moments of brilliance, like earlier in this podcast, earlier in this recording, when I realized the part of the loop that I had when I'm talking with someone face to face and sharing with them about it, and why it's so much easier is because I'm getting that feedback, I'm getting that reciprocal interest. The one feeds the other. And so now that I know potential, not it might not be the only thing, because I know there's other things going on in here. So now that I know another piece of the puzzle about what is getting in my own way, now I can start figure out how to work around it or work without it. And this is really important, but I felt like that really was one of those fleeting moments of brilliance. It's like, oh, that's an insight, that's that light bulb on top of your head. That's those light bulb moments that, oh, that's part of it, or that's what it is, or that's part of what it is, and that's what I need to spend some time with and spend some time on, and all the other places a cat can go. Which, if you never heard that reminder or a little mnemonic or whatever for prepositional phrases, is anywhere a cat can go. So by, with, in, on, or from. Um, then what I just said will not make any sense to you. But for those of you who did learn that in English class, hi, I see you. So now I know that that little piece is waiting to be mined and refined, and using our diamond, um our metaphor some more. Yeah, I can work on that, and maybe that will be the thing that makes it a little easier to progress with the next step. Is it going to unravel and unlock the secret held somewhere deep in my psyche of how to get out of my own way and promote myself without shame or censure? Probably not. If it were that simple. And nothing is ever that simple, I feel like. But it's a part of it. And I'm grateful to have another piece of the puzzle, another facet to examine, and build something within myself, within my workflow, to work around. So, with all of that said, the week coming up, we're in the middle of June, we're nearing the middle of the year. Holy cats. Take care of yourself. And I try to remember to say this every week because it is so important. Take care of yourself. Put the oxygen mask on yourself, or you can help anyone else. Take care of yourself because you're important and you're worth it and you deserve it. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. And then, if you have the bandwidth, if you have the capability and the desire to, then take care of someone else. And it's not being selfish the way we hear selfish as being negative. It is taking care of yourself. It is self care at its most basic. Take care of yourself. Give you what you need. And then, if you have extra to share and you want to, take care of someone else, because you are worth it in this world. And the world would be such a smaller place without you in it. It would be a sadder, darker place. So be good to you. Thank you so much for watching this 23rd week of 2022. And I will see you next time. Bye bye. Oh, before I forget, don't forget and don't be afraid to show the world your creative brilliance. Bye.